Postseason baseball on the show is in full swing. It's Game 3 of the National League Championship Series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Washington Nationals. Hi again, everyone. Matt Vasgersian. Welcome to our special postseason coverage of baseball on the show. With me are Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, lots to talk about here as we get ready for Game 3.
And when you start the series on the road, obviously, you'd love to win 2 games. But coming out of there with no worse than a split is what you're really kind of hoping to accomplish. So now, they come home, they've taken back home field advantage, and they can feed on this crowd, hopefully, to give them a big leg up in this series.
The postseason is officially in full swing. Lineups and first pitch coming up next. Back now as we draw ever closer to first pitch. Let's listen in to public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now, your Washington Nationals.
Quickly now, we'll look at the 2 guys who'll get the ball here in Game 3. A chance here to check out the starting lineup for the visiting Pirates. Who do you have your eye on, EK?
Well, guys, everybody should be looking out for that guy in the number 3 spot. He's one of the fastest guys in all of baseball. His speed can be the difference maker. Having that kind of speed on the base paths is a huge headache for opposing pitchers.
Joe Amadio gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, Matty, he got the win in his last start, recorded double-digit strikeouts, and went deep into the ball game. Hoping he can do the same thing here.
With a moment now, let's take a look at how the Nats will align themselves defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, Matty, my man at first, he can really pick it. As an infielder, you got to love being able to throw the ball over there, knowing that he's going to come down with it at any time.
Joe Random will stand in now for the first time, coming off, well, nothing short of a dynamic performance last time out.
Well, it makes you wonder how they're going to attack him here in this game. I would bet that they're a lot more cautious with him.
This is pulled into right, and that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit. Oh, and he can't come up with it. The relay, and it's in time. He's out at second as a good relay gets him. At the plate, Josh Rutledge. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Hit out towards second. Backhanded. And boy, just about overshot his man at first, but he's able to keep a foot on the bag over there, and that's out number 2.
Boy, as a hitter, you know you're hoping to get that ball into the outfield somewhere, make it hit the grass, give your guy a chance to score. In this situation, all he does is get to third base.
Joe Random is into the box as we are all set to begin the 3rd.
And this is a guy that can make a big change in this game with one swing of the bat because you know he has big-time power.
Belted high and deep into right center. Cruz racing back, still ranging back. He jumps, but he can't make the play. It's off the wall. Around third and being waved on home. And he is out on a close play as he was trying to stretch it all the way.
Well, you know, sometimes after you've run that far, you just figure, what the heck, I'm going to go for it. But I think he blew a gasket there about halfway down the third baseline, and they wind up tagging him out, trying for that inside the Parker. You know, my motto is, run till they tag you.
Clint Blumenthal will dig in to lead things off here in what's been a very evenly played game so far.
I'll say tie game, tie series, hard to get much more evenly matched than what we've seen so far.
Hard hit ball to second. Random takes it in. And a great athletic play to get him. Man, wow.
Well, that's a nice job right there to readjust to that curveball. I don't know if he was sitting on it or what, but he certainly hit it hard. Unfortunately for him, right at someone.
Joe Amadio comes to the plate, possibly receiving a bunt sign in order to stay out of the double play.
Yeah, and everybody's got a different opinion on this situation. But in reality, it really comes down to how the pitcher is with the bat in his hands and what he can do.
Runner goes for second. Pitches a cold strike. The throw way late, and he's in there easily at second.
We've already seen the ball's not really traveling all that well here tonight. So both these managers might start thinking, we got to shake it up a little here offensively. So they turn him loose here, and he's into scoring position.
Josh Rutledge will dig in 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. Sent on the ground out to second. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Some of our nation's young minds and future leaders here in attendance. Yikes. We'll have more of Game 3 after this message. Leading off the inning, Joe Random, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
And some action out in that Washington bullpen now as we see both a left-hander and a right-hander throwing. And a base hit, so he goes after the first pitch he sees, and he's on to open up the inning.
You talk about a guy who's really stepped it up all throughout this postseason. Here's your man right here. And he's on base again as he leads off the inning with a base hit.
Number 41 will dig in 1 for 2 thus far. And he'll just watch this thing to try and get an idea. It's 0-1. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're letting your defense help you, you don't need to strike a ton of guys out to be successful.
Here it comes on 1-1. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Throw over to first, and he just manages to get his hand in.
Why not? Make him get dirty.
2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Runners off for second. All even now, 2-2. 3-2's our score here in inning number 6. Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And he's retired 1 away. Throw back to second, and that's a double play.
Here's a situation where a guy's speed plays to his disadvantage. He thinks he can catch him off guard and try to sneak his way up to second base, but they saw what he was trying to do, and he gets nailed for a double play.
Digging in, Clint Blumenthal. He singled his last time up. 5 runs, 9 hits, and no errors so far for the Nationals. And there he goes towards second. A shot down the first baseline. And he'll take this over to the bag for the out, but meanwhile the runner moves into scoring position at second.
Yeah, and here with the runner who's on the move, you've got no chance of even thinking about getting the double play. So a smart idea there just to take the sure out at first.
Joe Random will stand in now in what could be a real make-or-break situation.
When you think at this point you have to get something out of this inning, the further you get into that bullpen, the tougher it's going to be to claw back from this deficit.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. Around third and being waved on home. And he is in there.
And every hitter knows you're going to see more fastballs when you've got good speed over there at first base. And that's exactly what he gets here as he drives this one. And, of course, because of that speed, that runner's going to come all the way around and score from first base.
Into the box now, number 41. Pitch inside the throw. Not in time as he just does get in there ahead of the throw.
And that's a case where you can bet they've just forgotten about him after that double. And he takes third on the very next pitch.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Blowing away as he misses again. 2-0.
Anxious moments all over the ballpark now. These folks can hardly bear to watch.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch. 3-0 now. In danger now of a second walk out of the bullpen.
Not exactly providing relief. He's got to find it here somehow.
Swinging away, and now the count will be 3-1. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And he looks at ball 4 now. So he's aboard, and you always have to worry about the threat of the steal when he's on base.
And he's not going to earn himself any points with this performance out of the bullpen so far. The control just hasn't been there. And, you know, that's mission number 1 for a reliever.
Peter Huston will come on and try to get out of this mess here as there are 2 on with only 1 away. Felix Mateo will be the first to greet him here as he'll do so with runners at the corners and only 1 out.
When you're 0 for 3 in a game already, I think you're really happy to see a new pitcher in this ballgame. Maybe something will change for him.
First pitch on its way. Here's a slider to start things out, looked at for ball 1. Seemed to quicken his delivery to the plate on that last pitch.
Well, you got to remember the slide step does 2 things for you. It gets the catcher the ball quicker so he can throw a guy out, or it will hold the runner on first so he doesn't steal at all.
Now it's 2-0.
And one thing you can't do here, you cannot lose him and load the bases. He's still got a couple pitches to play with, but I'd expect this one to be somewhere in the strike zone. Ready with the 2-0 pitch. To short, hit hard. Flips it underhand.
On to first, and talk about doing the job out of the bullpen. One batter, 2 outs, and the inning is over. A run, a hit, and a man left. Home half of the 8th straight ahead. It's the Nationals 5 and the Pirates 3. Joe, random forward now in what could be an at-bat that goes a long way toward deciding this ball game.
And they better be careful, too, because they haven't gotten him out yet, so this is no small task.
And a big pitch coming here late, so he'll step out and ask for time. Oh, and this is lined into right center field. That's a base hit. In to score is the runner from third, and we are all tied up now here in Game 3. And he'll get in there safely.
Now batter.
What a clutch job of hitting right there as you drive that ball and get the run home to tie the ball game. Now you're standing on second base with a chance to take the lead, and look how fired up he is.
Rodney Cruz will stand in now, hitless to this point, but with a chance to be a hero here.
Well, he knows better than anybody in that lineup that one swing could make up for a whole game's worth of struggles.
On the ground, softly towards second. Throw on to first is going to get him, and the Nationals blow an opportunity here, and that ends the inning. So they can't get that winning run home, and that means we'll have to go a little longer tonight to find a winner. 10th inning coming up, and we are all even at 6 apiece. Well, guys, as you know, if you're going to pick a time to have a big ball game, you may as well make it happen in the playoffs. And this man right here obviously did. He's our top player of the game.
And obviously, every game is so important in the postseason, but this was one they definitely needed, and he came up with a huge performance here.
So that's a wrap here tonight. Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian, you've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Facebook at MLB The Show. The Pirates win it 7-6. Good night from D.C.